When you invest in the crypto asset class, you expect volatility. If I go back over all the years I've invested, most years you get 2, 3, or even 4 30% drawdowns. This one in Bitcoin has been 27%. It's kind of within the range of normality. And what you need to ask yourself is the main drivers of crypto are the business cycle, i.e. where are we with the economy? Well, we're starting to pick up slowly, inflation's coming down, rates are going to come down, liquidity's going to come in, and so therefore that's usually a very good time for crypto. So the tailwind is behind you. And the other thing, are people adopting the technology? Are things being built on it? And that's ongoing too. So when you see a news event like the last few days, driven by macro factors, you tend to think they're likely to be short term. Now, if the business cycle was getting old and the economy was starting to feel a bit more fragile, then yes, you might be worried about it. But this is early in the cycle, and generally you have to expect the volatility. And how I've always dealt with it is a Jedi mind trick, which is you look forward to it. When it happens, you can buy more, and you get to compound your returns much better than anybody else who just does nothing or tries to trade around it. So you should be thinking of these sell-offs as a gift. Is, oh wow, if I can find a bit more cash, I can put it into the market, and you tend to do really well over the cycle by doing that strategy.
In this video, Raoul shares his insights on current trends in the crypto markets. He discusses the volatility of Bitcoin, emphasizing how recent price swings are affecting investor sentiment. He also explores the impact of macroeconomic factors on cryptocurrency values and looks at the future of blockchain technologies, focusing on platforms like Solana and Ethereum. Additionally, he highlights the growing potential of NFTs and the crucial role of government policies in shaping the crypto landscape. Finally, he offers his long-term perspective on digital assets and valuable predictions for the future. But before we get started, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for updates on the dynamic world of cryptocurrencies. Let's dive in.
So it's generally not the change of interest rates. Nobody really cares if your rate goes from 10 basis points to 25 basis points or whatever, right? What it actually was the move in the yen, because you have to pay back, you're borrowing yen. When the yen starts moving a lot, then that starts concerning you. The yen went up a lot. So suddenly the amount of yen you've borrowed has gone up in dollar terms. So what happens is everybody reduces risk. And that was the real thing, is the Bank of Japan started intervening in the currency market because their currency was too weak. And they started selling dollars and buying their own currency. That's what everybody borrowing yen went, oh my God, now suddenly, yes, I'm getting a cheap pickup in borrow, but bloody dollar yen is moving 2% a day every single day, and I'm losing a lot of money. And what happens is a risk manager comes along at a bank or a hedge fund and goes, you need to close your positions or reduce your risk. And that's really what the last 4 days were all about, was the risk manager tapping somebody on the shoulder saying, listen, you're losing money on this side, you need to start reducing risk. And that's why everything gets hit, from crypto to NASDAQ to mining stocks to oil to anything, any risk at all. But these tend to be very short-lived because, once the market resettles, they get used to the change, people have been washed out of positions, it then kind of settles back to normalcy. And these, I call them macro spasms, they don't usually last very long. Could it last a week? Could it last 2 or 3? That's possible. 2016 saw very similar. The dollar had been very high. The world economy was super slow. World trade had slowed down because the dollar was so strong. And the Japanese came in and intervened in their currency. All the markets blew up, exactly the same mechanism. But what happened after that was the central bank started stimulating, particularly the Chinese, because they've been waiting for this moment to do so. The Europeans last time around and the UK last time around. This time, I think it's going to be the Chinese who are going to stimulate. And why they get to stimulate is they couldn't do much cutting of interest rates or stimulating of monetary policy because their currency was too weak and they didn't want to lose control of it. But now the dollar has weakened, they're able to do more. So I think really it's probably a net positive. Just give it a few weeks and it's probably very positive. So firstly, it depends when these events happen. If the economy is rolling over after you've had a strong period, inflation has been rising, the Fed are raising rates, if it happens then, it can risk turning into something bigger. When you're the opposite, which is the business cycle is just turning up now, the Fed are cutting rates, the probability of this being a bigger event is significantly lower. So from that probability, less so. The other thing is something happened in 2008 that has stopped a lot of this. In 2008, the central banks discovered the money printer. And the money printer, and you and I have talked about it on this show before, essentially is debasing the currency by printing more currency. Now, it's dressed up in a nice term called liquidity these days. It used to be quantitative easing, but they find different ways of doing it. When they print more currency, it makes the value of that, the purchasing power of that currency go down versus scarce assets. So it makes assets go up. So now every 4 years, in fact, that we've come close to something that could be nastier, they've started printing money. And it's not just the US, it's everybody, all the main central banks. And that has kept a bottom under markets. Even in 2022 was a bit trickier because we had inflation. So it was hard to print money. But eventually when it got to it, when the S&P was down about 30%, they kind of went enough's enough and they started printing money again. So I don't think there is a lot to fear. In fact, I would be so outrageous to claim the probability of a down 50% market is now miles smaller than it was when you and I grew up, when it was a common occurrence that we would see it. We won't see this again because of the money printer.
Okay.
Doesn't mean it's a risk-free world, obviously, because when they print money, they're debasing your savings by 8% a year to start with. But if you think of that 8% cost of that debasement, that's like the central bank's buying a put option on the whole system, and it's costing you 8% premium a year. Put it that way, it's not the worst thing in the world, but it's never great. I think Solana grows massively and closes the gap massively with Ethereum. Different chains are used for different things. Ethereum is securer, is probably the chosen one for the finance industry to build on top of, whether it's layer 2s or whatever, because it's very secure, very well battle tested, and very respected and still innovative. Solana seems like it's more for retail application and fast moving applications. Even maybe a crypto exchanges can build on the new Firedancer part of it because it's super fast. So I think, to extract away for people watching this, I don't really understand this. It's really simple. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, they're all just decentralized businesses selling block space on their blockchain. And different block spaces have different attributes and they're used for different cases. So Bitcoin is the single most secure. So right now its main use case is just Bitcoin itself, and it's perfect in that way. Ethereum, DeFi has really been the big thing. And obviously NFTs were very big, but that's also gone to Solana. So valuable transactions, if banks are going to transfer hundreds of gazillions of dollars between each other, Ethereum is likely the chain of choice. Solana, for lots of rapid transactions, it's the right choice. We will see other things, whether it's, Sui, which is the Mistin Labs one, or Avalanche or others for gaming, or for other applications like converting the old Web 2 social media into Web 3 or music. They will all find different blockchains that better suit their purpose. $2 trillion to $100 trillion in, let's say, 10 years. That will be the largest, fastest accumulation of wealth in all of human history. That will be double the 100-year accumulation of wealth of the S&P 500.
Yeah.
So for those people in the game...
Well, not to interrupt, but it would make sense because you're taking third parties out of transactions. You just have to think about from a human innovation point of view, every time we've interacted with each other because we don't trust each other, we have a verifiable third party to help us. If you remove that, think of the cost savings to human society, human economy. So of course it would create that level of wealth in a system that does that.
So therefore, as an investor, that's the thing to keep in mind. How do I stay in this trade for as long as possible and compound what is the largest? If I go back to anybody and say, would you have bought the NASDAQ in 1990? Everyone would, hell yes. Well, here you've got it, 1999, 1990. You go, hell yes. Well, that's where we are now, somewhere in the mid-90s of the NASDAQ.
Even though the NASDAQ in 2000 corrected by 50%, if you bought it in 1990, you're sitting here in 2024, you're a very happy camper.
Very, very happy camper. So, just think about the amount of wealth that generated from the technology boom. This is going to dwarf that.
Here's Raoul Pal sharing his invaluable insights into the constantly evolving world of cryptocurrency. What do you think about his analysis of Bitcoin's volatility and the potential of blockchain technologies like Solana and Ethereum? We'd love to hear your thoughts, so please share them in the comments below. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for the latest market trends and analysis. Thank you for watching.
Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am bringing a new video for you. In which video the CEO of Real Vision company, Raoul Pal, has discussed about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, especially on Solana. Now we are playing a game. If you are like this type of Bitcoin related content, then you can subscribe my channel.
Help!
If you like If you like this type of content like Bitcoin related content or crypto related content, then you can subscribe my channel, because I bring daily this type of crypto related content for you. So guys, I hope all of guys will be like this video and enjoy it until the end.
Marked a
Let's
location.
see the whole video and what Raoul has discussed about cryptocurrency and bitcoins. My teammate has finished someone. So guys, if you like gaming video also, then you can also subscribe my channel, because I bring this type of content also in my channel. So I hope all of guys are enjoying this video. I am going to end this video very soon, because my video is enough long. So guys, please subscribe and keep watching YouTube. Thank you guys for watching until the end. Now I'm going to off this video, and I will link another video for next time. Take care.